major intelligence failure. That is very true. But the bulk of it happened during, unfortunately, President Carter's years in office. And he brought one of his Navy comrades, Stanfield Turner, who couldn't spell intelligence, in my opinion, who decimated the CIA's human intelligence efforts by letting some 400 case officers go out the door. And fast forwarding several years ago, as I came in today, we passed by the new Spy Museum. But when the Spy Museum was located downtown in another location, one of the directors was a guy named Tony Mendez, that is the so-called hero of the film Argo. Well, I won't belabor what Tony did or didn't do. I don't have as high an opinion that some people have of him, because he did not prepare documentation for a couple of our people that we sent in undercover very well. But that's beside the point. At this presentation, Tony had Stanfield Turner up here. And Stanfield Turner, who was the head of CIA, the director of CIA at that point in time, made a statement that the hostage takers were not armed. And I had invited one of his cohorts, Steve Kirtley, who was also enlisted at that point in time as a Marine security guard. Steve respectively raised his hand and said, "Sir, they were armed." And Stanfield Turner looked at him and said, "They weren't armed." And Steve came unglued, still suffering from post-trauma stress syndrome, and said, "By goddamn hell, they were armed. You didn't have a freaking gun to your head." Well, John Limerick can, and the other hostages can attest to the kind of treatment they got. And it was not what was said by the Iranian. But nonetheless, that's not to take away from the production, because that is some of the ways that they spin the tale. And frankly, we spin the tale also, okay, in some ways. But and the last thing I want to say is going back to the 6 helicopters. I can assure you that we needed 6 helicopters. It was proven on the way in that, number one, the operational readiness rate on those Navy helicopters, RH-53D single-engine helicopters, was not as good as twin-engine CH-53s that the Marines were more used to flying. But the other thing is, perhaps 30 minutes off of Desert One, we had one helicopter turn around and fly back to the Nimitz, claiming, as you saw in the film, that they had navigational problems. Now, how in the heck, if you had navigational problems, can you find this little speck in the ocean called the USS Nimitz? And how the heck could they expect to have refurbished their helicopter and they come back in the next night? There would be nothing to come back into. Case reference.
I agree with that fully. I think it's 20/20 hindsight. I don't think we could have gone with 5, because if we had gone with 5 and then had to go into Tehran, outside, there's no guarantee that one of those wouldn't have failed. I mean, the fact that we had so many failures, and that those helicopters, by the way, had failed in practice as well, show the real problem with relying on those helicopters.
Cynthia, you're one of the spouse here.